There is no more debate. The Mastiff is one of the most formidable dog breeds in the world. Its strength, protective instincts, and sheer toughness have been proven time and time again in life or death situations. And today, we're not talking about Mastiffs being overpowered, but about those rare moments when they stand their ground, confront, and even gain the upper hand against notorious predators. TCD animals. A farm camera captured the moment a Tibetan Mastiff suddenly burst into action toward the flock. From a distance, it spotted a wolf preparing to attack. Without hesitation, the Tibetan Mastiff charged in pursuit, forcing the wolf to tuck its tail and flee. This was another chase, and it clearly showed just how territorial these dogs are. The wolf had wandered into the area they were guarding, and the prize was a relentless pursuit. Under pressure from the Tibetan Mastiffs at once, the wolf had no choice but to tuck its tail and run, truly a reliable guardian breed. An old Tibetan Mastiff had died, and a wolf discovered the body, dragging it away like a trophy. But the pack would not allow it. One Mastiff immediately barked loudly to drive the intruder off. Enraged, the wolf turned back and tried to attack the dog that challenged it. That was a serious mistake. In an instant, the entire pack united, counterattacked, and surrounded the wolf, forcing it to pay a heavy price for its reckless move. A lesson it would never forget. A young, inexperienced wolf acted alone and recklessly attacked a Tibetan Mastiff. But that was the price of underestimating its opponent. Instead of an easy target, the wolf faced overwhelming strength and was ultimately defeated. In a similar situation, this wolf paid a heavy price for entering the territory of 3 Tibetan Mastiffs. Instead of retreating in time, it was met with a coordinated counterattack, turning a single mistake into a bitter ending. Bears are also among the animals that often wander in and accidentally enter their territory. But Tibetan Mastiffs do not act recklessly. They are smart enough to recognize a large and dangerous opponent instead of attacking head-on. The pack usually works together, surrounding the intruder, barking loudly, and applying constant pressure until it is forced to retreat. This was another fascinating moment. A bear recklessly wandered into the area near the farmer's home. Immediately, the Tibetan Mastiffs worked together with their owner to drive the intruder away. Under pressure from both humans and the guard dogs, the bear panicked and fled at full speed, quickly leaving this dangerous zone. When the small bear heard the Mastiffs barking fiercely, it immediately turned and walked away. The other bear hesitated, staying where it was. As the 2 dogs moved closer and barked even more aggressively, the bear grew confused and was forced to retreat, backing away quickly and cautiously. Because their habitat is mainly in high mountain ranges, encounters between Tibetan Mastiffs and large cats are not uncommon. However, just like when facing bears, they rarely act alone. Instead, the entire pack works closely together, applying constant pressure and forcing the enemy to retreat from their territory. However, there are also moments when the pack becomes more playful. After spotting a lone lynx, the Tibetan Mastiffs began to surround it, not necessarily to attack, but to intimidate and mentally overwhelm the opponent, forcing it to stay cautious. Another wolf recklessly ventured into the territory of the Tibetan Mastiff pack, but this time, there was no chance to retreat. The moment it was detected, the entire pack charged in, surrounding and counterattacking with ferocity, leaving the wolf severely bitten for its fatal mistake. In this region, local people sometimes raise wolves alongside mastiffs to guard their livestock. Within these mixed packs, the mastiff often becomes the dominant leader. It will confront any wolf that dares to challenge its authority, and once it secures its position, it may even display its strength, asserting dominance over the other wolves in the pack. This pregnant female wolf is being protected by the pack's lead mastiff, and is allowed to eat the best portions before the other wolves. That is when facing fierce predators. But what happens when they encounter other dog breeds? This video is the proof. A pit bull recklessly launched a sudden attack on a Tibetan Mastiff. But the outcome was no surprise. Faced with overwhelming strength and toughness, the pit bull was quickly overpowered and completely defeated. This was a similar scene. A fierce pit bull recklessly launched a surprise attack on a massive Tibetan Mastiff. But after only a few seconds face-to-face, it quickly backed down, tucked its tail, and retreated after realizing it had chosen the wrong opponent. This is the alibi, a breed famous for confronting and fighting wolves. However, when it comes face-to-face with a healthy Tibetan Mastiff, this becomes an extremely intense matchup. Both dogs constantly closed in, attacked, and countered without pause, creating a perfectly balanced confrontation with no clear winner throughout the clash. This snow leopard is forced to keep its distance and move along the riverbank, as three mastiffs are standing guard above. If you've enjoyed exploring these remarkable stories from the wild, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories from the animal kingdom. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.